Hello everyone, my name's Alex and I am a physiotherapist from PhysioFunction, and I'm going to be taking this level 1 different strokes exercise class today. So as each week we like to do our little safety announcement, so it's really important for your safety that you exercise to the correct level, so we want to challenge you but in a safe way. So level 1 exercise classes are designed for people who may not have any movement at all in their affected side, okay? And it is a seated class, so everything will be completed in sitting. So if you have a steady chair or a wheelchair, that would be suitable for this class. It is also a requirement that you have someone to assist you with any exercises as needed. Okay, so it would be good to have a drink of water or something nearby. Please feel free to take your time and take drinks as you need it, okay? All of the exercises as well, I want you to work within your ability, okay? Move within your limits, and then just have fun as well. Okay, so today's class is going to be a core and balance focused class. So usual format, we're going to start with a warm-up. Okay, so gently getting ourselves moving, starting to warm the body, and then we're going to go into a circuit which is going to consist of some tummy exercises, some balance exercises, and then mixed in with some cardiovascular work. Okay, and then a short cool down at the end. Brilliant. Okay, so we're going to get started. So I want you to sit nice and tall in your chair. Try if you can to have your back away from the chair and think about sitting in good posture. So like I said last week, so imagine someone's got a hot air balloon tied to the top of your head and it's pulling you up nice and tall. So think about lengthening up through the back of your spine, okay? Head pointing forwards. Going to get you to take a nice big breath in, trying to fill your lungs all the way to the bottom. So big breath in through your nose and big breath out. Good, we're going to do 2 more of these. Big breath in through your nose, think about filling your lungs all the way to the base. And out. Really nice. Okay, and one more big breath in and out. Lovely. Okay, so I want you to think now about widening your collarbones and squeezing your shoulder blades back together. We're going to hold there for a count of 5. And then we're going to relax. So imagine your shoulder blades on your back are trying to come back together and down. So as if you're trying to tuck them into your back pockets. So you're bringing your shoulder blades back, widening those collarbones and shoulder blades down. So you're not letting those shoulders shrug up towards your ears. Okay, so squeezing back, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then relax. Good. And again, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then relax. Good, and again, squeeze shoulder blades back, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then relax. So you should feel the muscles around the bottom of your shoulder blades, in between them sort of working a bit. Okay, squeeze back, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then relax. We're going to do 2 more. Squeeze back, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then relax. Lovely. 1 more. Squeeze back, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then relax. Fantastic. Okay, next one, I want you to think about sinking down now. So think slumped bad posture and then drop that chin towards your chest. And then I want you to grow nice and tall, shoulders back. Think looking up to the ceiling, head high. And then round that back, drop that head, chin to chest. And then sit nice and tall, head high, shoulders wide. And again, sink back and down, drop chin to chest. And sit nice and tall, shoulders back, head high. One more here. Sink back and down. Let that chin drop towards your chest. And then sit nice and tall, shoulders back, head high. And then relax. Okay, so we're now going to go on to an exercise that works on a bit of rotation in your body called thread the needle. So you're going to have one hand on your knee, okay? So we're going to start with your affected hand on your knee and your unaffected hand here, okay? We're going to reach that unaffected hand up and back as far as you can. And then you're going to thread that hand through your arm. So imagine a thread going through a needle and turn to look the opposite way. You're going to open up, hand high, and then you're going to thread the needle through, following around with your shoulders and your body. So this is a really nice one to get a bit of rotation in your body, in that thoracic spine, so your upper back that can get a bit stiff, especially sitting all day. And we're going to do one more here. We're going to reach up. And then we're going to come back through and thread that needle. Okay. This time we're going to go through the same motion, but we're going to support your affected arm. Okay. If you do have some movement in your affected arm, please feel free to do the exercise same on the opposite side. You could just do shoulder rotation and coming back down through here. So that's the first option. So unaffected hand on your knee. Think about reaching that shoulder back, looking behind you, and then coming forward. Okay, reaching that shoulder back, and then coming forward. Imagine as if you're threading that needle. Other option is hold your hands together, reaching up, and then hands round the opposite side. Reaching up and back. Hands reaching over to the opposite side. Okay. Do two more this way. And back down. Lovely. One more here. Reaching up, whichever option you're choosing. And then down to the opposite side. Lovely. Okay, so we're going to go on to doing a pelvic tilt now. So what this is, so we're thinking about our pelvis. So this big bone down here at the bottom of our spine. Okay, and we're going to imagine our pelvis is a bowl. Okay, so you can put your hand on your hip bone at the front there and round the side, around the back. Okay, you can feel the bones in your pelvis. Imagine it's a bowl. We're going to think about tipping our pelvis backwards. So it's almost as if our lower back's rounding, tailbone's going between our legs. And then we're going to think about the bowl rocking forwards. So then going nice and tall, little arch of the back. So I turn to the side just to show you what I mean. So we're going to think about pelvis rocking backwards. So I'm imagining that tailbone tucking under between my legs. And then I'm going to tilt forwards, little arch of the back. Okay, so think of your pelvis rocking backwards and forwards. If you've got your assistant there, what they could do, if you are happy with it, they could put their hands on your hip bones at the front. So they could put their hands, feeling the hip bones with their thumbs and around the back, and try and help you feel that movement of going backwards and forwards. Okay, so sort of helping guide that movement in your pelvis. A lot of us can be quite stiff in this movement, so it's a really nice one to try and start waking up the tummy muscles and getting a bit of movement in that lower back. So again, if we're thinking about rounding, think about drawing the tummy button in towards the spine, and then we're going to try and sit tall, pelvis coming forward. Okay, we're going to do a few more here. So we're going to think about rocking it back, draw that tummy into the spine. So notice how as well my upper, I haven't fully slumped in my chair. My chest is still upright. It's just the bottom part of my back and my pelvis that is moving. Okay, so sitting nice and tall now. And then again, we're going to sit back, letting that pelvis rock back, tailbone between the legs, and then rock forwards. We're going to do one more here. Rock back and go drawing tummy button in. And then we're going to come forwards. Fantastic. Okay. Next one we're going to do is a bit of a stretch for your arms. So if you support your affected arm with your unaffected arm, you can clasp your hands together in front or support your wrist. We're just going to think about reaching the arms forward as far as comfortable and then back. You might want your assistant to help support underneath the elbow of your affected arm, just to help with the movement. Lovely. So you might find you want to start with a smaller movement, and then gradually as things loosen up, you might want to get them a little bit bigger. Lovely. So we're going to do a big reach forward, and then back in. Really good. Big reach forward, and then back in. Fantastic. Forward, and then back in. Going to do one more here, forward, and then back in. Brilliant. Okay, grab yourself a drink if you need one. We're going to come into our main circuit now. So first exercise, we're going to do, so the strength ones, we're going to aim to do for 90 seconds, and the cardio exercises for 60. Okay, so first we're going to do a strength exercise, which is going to be a sit-up. So I'm going to turn my chair so I can show you. I want you to try and sit forwards in your chair if you can. If not, you're going to try and just sit as tall as you can in your chair, okay? So the aim is we're sitting with our back away from the chair. We're going to try and lean back into the backrest. So you'll notice I'm quite relaxed here, quite slumped. And then we're going to try and sit forwards away. Okay, so the further forward you are in the chair, the harder it is, okay? So if you struggle to sit away from the backrest, you could just practice working here, okay? If you're able to, you're wiggling forward, letting yourself relax back into the chair. Think about sliding your hands down your knees to sit forward, and then controlling back, so try not to sink back. If even that's a bit easy for you, you could hold your hands in front and think about reaching yourself forward and then coming back. Okay? So they're the different options for you. I'm going to stay facing this way just for this exercise so that you can see. Okay, so I'm going to start our timer. We're going for 90 seconds. So we're going to start relax back into our chair. So either hands sliding along your knees or reaching out in front. If you need to pause at any moment, please do. Okay, so just all of this is always in your own time. Okay, off we go. So we're sitting forward, using those tummy muscles to pull us up, and then slowly back. Using those tummy muscles to set us forward, and then slowly back. If you're taking the more advanced option, we're coming forward here, and then back. If you wanted to take it even more advanced, you could come forward and then reach up a little bit, and then come back. Or please feel free just to stay with your hands on your knees. I try to give options so that everyone's got something to choose from. And you can challenge yourself, but in a safe way. So the idea is we want them to be challenging, but not impossible. And always safe. Really nice. You've got 30 seconds left. So when you're coming forward as well, think about using those tummy muscles, pulling those ribs down and sitting up nice and tall. Okay, over here. Okay. Could always, if this is available to you, reach those arms up higher. Lovely. And we're done. Fantastic. Okay, I'm just going to turn my chair back around. Alrighty, so next exercise we're going to do is a cardiovascular one. So we're aiming for quick movement. Doesn't matter how big it is, we're trying to get that heart rate up. So we're going to do some marching on the spot. With this one, I just want you to move as much as you can. If you have no movement in your affected leg, that's fine. Just move your unaffected leg, okay? Try and get your shoulders moving as well, all right? Or your arms moving, whatever is available to you. Important thing here is we're just moving. We're moving our body. We're trying to get our heart rates up. So we're going to go for 1 minute, okay? Ready, steady, off we go. So think about jogging on the spot, moving as quick as you can, moving arms, moving shoulders. You could have your hands together, punching forward and back. Think about quick movement. See how fast you can get your feet moving. I feel like I'm tap dancing here. Arms and legs aren't very coordinated. It doesn't matter because I'm moving. We're just trying to keep ourselves moving as much as we can. Doesn't matter how it looks. You could just be having a boogie in your chair. Really nice. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Fabulous. Grab yourselves a drink. Okay, the next exercise is sitting balance with an arm opening. So the aim again, you're trying to sit away from your chair if you can, or as tall in your chair as you can, okay? We'll start with our unaffected side. So the idea here is we're going to sit nice and tall and trying to think about keeping that balance away from the back of the chair, okay? If you need little breaks in this between and resting back, that's fine, okay? You could always rest back between each repetition. But idea is we're trying to build up your stamina and build up your ability to sit tall and keep that balance away from the back of the chair. I'm going to get you to bring your arm out and around and back to the knee. Coming out and around and back to the knee. If you can, I want you to try and follow with your eyes just to add an extra balance challenge, okay? Again, you're trying to sit as tall as you can. If you need, so you're coming around back here, you can rest back and then come forward and use little rests in between if you can't maintain your sitting balance. For your affected side, what we can do is we're going to sit nice and tall. We're going to try and help that arm around and then back to the middle. If you've got a bit of movement, we can try and do a bit of an arm opening, as much of a movement that's available to you, okay? We'll do 45 seconds on each side. I'll tell you when to swap over. Okay, off we go, nice and tall, opening arm out to side, following with our head, nice and controlled, and then back around to your knee. Arm open, sit tall, follow back around, really nice. Arm open and turn, and then come back to the start. Lovely, guys. Arm open, think about turning that body, and then come back to the start. Trying not to grip on with your other hand if you can. Or if you need to, for a little bit of support, you could have your arm on the armrest of the chair. But again, thinking about challenging yourself, okay? We're going to swap sides. So if it's your affected side, we're going to rotate around and then back. Or if you have a bit of movement, we can rotate around here and back. So whichever option is available to you, okay? If you've got more movement there, we can think about that arm opening. It just might be a bit lower, all right? Again, trying to follow around. If all of that's a bit tricky, what I just want you to try and do is turn to look over your shoulder and come back to the starting position. So this is the other option for you. If the arm movements are a bit tricky, Just think about doing some turning to look over your shoulder and coming back. Do one more here. And then back. Fantastic. Okay, so we're going to come into our next cardiovascular exercise, which is going to be skipping, modified skipping. So we're going to imagine we've got an imaginary rope. Okay, if you wanted to, you could actually get some little towels or tea towels for this one to add a bit of momentum. So if you wanted to have and grab a tea towel out to show you. If you wanted to do something with tea towels, just obviously bear in mind if there's people around you or if there's anything that can get knocked over, okay? We can have a practice doing some pretend skipping with the tea towel. Just be careful you're not going to whip yourself either. So that's an option. You could have two if you can grip in both hands, okay? Or you could do one at a time, or you could just do the one, okay? So that's an option if you wanted to have a tea towel. If not, we can just pretend we've got the skipping rope here, okay? We're going to try and sit nice and tall. And again, if you can get any movement on both sides, you can do both arms. Or again, we can just do one. Okay, so we're going for 1 minute. Pretend skipping. Off we go. So we're moving arms. So we're either moving arms together. You can hold tea towels, or we're doing one arm. Whatever you can do. If you wanted to add a little heel lift, you can add a heel lift as well. Or you can add a march. Well done, everyone. Still going. We're over halfway. Nice. Likes to speak to me sometimes. That's it. Keep it going. Keep those arms going. You could just be doing it on one side. That is fine. One thing is here, like always, just keep yourself moving if you can for just 1 minute. And rest. Brilliant. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go into another core exercise. So we're over halfway now. So the next exercise we're going to do, okay, is a pelvic tilt, but we're going to go laterally, so side to side, okay? This is a really nice one for being able to hotch yourself forward and backward in your wheelchair. So options are, so what we can do, we can either practice lifting up side to side, okay? So you're thinking about lifting one hip up, so think about bringing your hip bone up, lifting some pressure off your bottom, and then back down and up the other way. If that's quite easy for you, you could just practice hotching your bottom forward, side to side, and then hotching your bottom backward in the chair. Okay? Or is that you're walking it forward, hotching side to side, and then walking it backward. Okay? Just make sure, obviously, you don't walk so far forward off the edge of your chair. Keep yourself safe. Okay, so we're going to do either side to side or forward and backward. Now, again here, if you can, try and do it without using your hands. But if you need to, you could have your hands either on your knees or on the arms of your chair. Okay, but we're trying to sit in good posture. So, minute and a half, off we go, side to side. So remember, if we're here, we're trying to lift side to side. Lovely. You could always start by doing this first and then have a go at doing the hotching forward and backward. The idea is we're getting used to being able to lift the pressure off one side and then onto the other. Now you'll probably find it's harder going one way than the other way. That's completely normal. Just really think about lifting that hip bone up, pressure off your bottom, and back to the middle and the other way. Okay, if you want to have a go now, you can try lifting up and hotching forward, coming back over, lifting up, hotching forward. Good, and then lifting over, pressure up, hotching back over, hotching back. Over to the right, hotch left forward, over to the left, hop right forward. Over to the right, hop left back. Over to the left, hop right back. Okay, go one more of that. Over to the right, left forward. Over to the left, right forward. Over to the left, right back. Over to the right, left back. Brilliant. Fantastic, guys. Okay, so we're going on to our last cardio exercise, which is marching again. Okay, so think about this time. Let's see if we can get a bit of a bigger movement going. All right, so we're going to go for 60 seconds. Please feel free to grab yourself a drink whenever you need to. Okay, keep yourself hydrated. Right, off we go. Marching. Again, you could have hands clasped, shoulders moving. If you can only get a little bit moving with one leg, that's fine. Or a little bit and a bit of movement. Whatever works for you. Trying to keep yourself going. Big marches. Lovely, guys. Try and sit nice and tall when you're doing this. Maintain that good posture. Really good. You've got 10 seconds left. Keep those arms and legs going. Lovely. 2, 1, and rest. Lovely. Grab yourself a drink if you need one. So the last exercise, I'm going to get you to ask your assistant to help you. If you do not, if they're not able to help you in this way, that's fine. I will show you an alternative. But the idea is, with your assistant, I want them to stand in front of you, okay? And they're going to hold their hands out, and you're going to reach and tap their hand, okay? So I want them to move their hand in various directions. So I want your assistant to put some hand high, low, both sides. And the idea is you're going to reach and touch them in the different directions. Okay? Okay, so if you haven't got the assistant there to help you for this part, then you're going to just practice reaching in different directions with me, okay? But you should have somebody there for this class, so they can help you with this one. Right, just make sure when you're assisting somebody, make sure that you're far enough away that they're having to move their body a bit, but safely. They can safely regain their balance. So don't ensure that you're not overstretching so much that you can't then keep your balance. Again, thinking about challenge, but also safety. But don't make it so easy that you don't have to move, or you're not being challenged at all. Okay, so we're going to go for 90 seconds. So assistant ready in front, holding hands out, and then you're going to practice. We're going to do 45 seconds reaching with your unaffected side, and then what we might do is try and incorporate your affected side. If that's a bit difficult, that's fine. Just keep going with your unaffected arm. Okay, off we go. So reaching to touch your assistant's hand in various directions. Okay, so really making sure, if you're the assistant, that you're moving in various directions. Now, if it's a bit tricky for whoever's participating to actually move themselves all the way from the back, you could just practice doing little comings away from the back of the chair. So you can monitor this, or like modify this rather, to your ability. Really nice. So what we're going to do now is we're going to try and incorporate affected arm if we can. Okay. So you might find actually now you can't stretch quite as far. That's okay. Just moving with what you can. Again, this is trying to challenge your tummy muscles, your sitting balance. Lovely, guys. Well done. This is the last bit. Apologies, I run over a little bit today. Lovely, nearly there. One more. And rest. Fantastic. Well done. Right, so let's go for a little cool down. Holding hands in front, I want you to reach those arms forward and drop your chin to your chest. We're thinking about rounding your shoulder blades. And sit back so you can feel a stretch across the top of your back. Take some nice big breaths in and out here. Big breath in and out. Lovely. And then I want you to bring hands to the back of the base of your back. Okay. I want you to think about widening your collarbones and head high. Try and feel a stretch across your back. If you've got a bit of movement, you can get both hands behind, great, or to the base of your chair. Just thinking about getting a nice stretch across those chest muscles. Big breath in and out here. Lovely, okay. Hands together, I'm going to try and reach those arms up as high as you can. If you can't get as high, it's fine. Think about growing nice and tall. And then back down. Again, you're just moving as high as you can. Reaching arms up. And down. And one more here. Reaching arms up. And down. Lovely. Well done, everybody. Thank you very much for joining me today for this level 1 different strokes exercise class. Please give us a thumbs up if you've completed the class and you've enjoyed yourself. And as always, please feel free to give me any feedback. If there's anything in particular you'd like to see in any of these classes, let me know. All right. Okay, have a lovely rest of your week. Take care. Okay, and I will see you next week. Bye.